Joining with me is Mr. Prashant Singh, CEO GeM Portals. Very thanks for talking to us. My first question would be that Cabinet has decided to onboard the cooperatives as a buyer on this GeM portal. What this decision really means, how it's going to benefit the cooperatives?
I would say this is a very landmark decision, primarily on two counts, two main counts. One is that it allows all the cooperatives to procure through a fair means. They have a huge amount of procurement. There are close to 8.5 lakh registered cooperatives. Now each one of them, howsoever small the requirement can be, they can transact on the portal. They have been permitted. The second major advantage is that we have close to 45 lakh sellers. Now these sellers get a huge buyer base, 8.5 lakh people coming in. Today the requirement of government is limited. Government doesn't buy everything. But with 8.5 lakh additional buyers coming in, the prospects of the sellers also is quite bright. It's a win-win for both sides.
So this number is quite big, 8.5 lakhs. So how they will be, validated, registered? What is the mechanism?
A very appropriate question, because the number is pretty prohibitive, particularly since we have only 60,000 buyers. So we've been working on it. What we have done is that apart from the presence that we have in states, they have all been tasked already. We have also entered into a MOU with the Common Services Center, SPV, and India Post. Now we have, as you are aware, we have close to 4.5 lakh common service centers across the country and about 1.5 lakh post offices. They are being trained right now as we talk. They are being trained as to how the onboarding process to be done. Now, once I get the entire data of the cooperatives as to their name, their location, their email ID, I will share it with the common service centers. So if you see 8.5 lakh upon 4.5 lakh plus 1.5 lakh, the numbers being dealt by each touch point that we have will be very less, very manageable. So each common service center, each post office may handle probably 4 or 5, some may handle 10. So but 10 people is a very manageable number. And the process also is very simple for the buyer. We don't ask for too many buyers. The seller validation is slightly tough, but the buyer validation is very simple.
Recently crossed a landmark of 1 lakh crore. Okay, that benchmark you have set. Now getting cooperatives on board will help you to achieve what next big target? In the sense, what roadmap that you are looking for yourself?
You see, all I can tell you, when we last met, I had given you a figure of 1.5 lakh crore. I think maybe we can touch 2 lakh crore easily for this current financial year.
Okay. Lastly, would like to understand that currently PSU, now cooperatives, can we expect that a time to come, maybe a few months or a year or 5 years down the line, where the private sectors would also be allowed to buy or sell on this particular portal, and then you can, grow quite big globally?
I would not comment on that straight away, but then yes, that's a possibility, depending on how good our portal becomes in the future, what all services and goods we are able to provide, how's our entire experience in the portal. But then yes, we have certain plans of opening certain particular segments to a segment of outside government buyers in due course. We are working on that.
Many thanks for talking to us. With camera person Dilip, this is Samir Dikshit for IT Now.